Hola Spain lovers, hola food lovers, Stuart here with another food review video. I'm not going to have a 3-course meal. It's not that time of the day. I'm going to have a snack. It's morning tea time. I'm a little bit peckish, so I'm going to go into that restaurant that I have behind me there, sit down and order one of the local specialties. Probably Spanish omelette. Maybe I'll get a roll, but I'll definitely get a cup of coffee. So without further ado, let's go and order the food, sit down and get stuck into it, shall we? And also, I'm going to look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by you guys, the viewers. So let's go. Okay, the food has been ordered. I've gone for a Spanish omelette to try today, a little piece of a Spanish omelette, which they call Pincho de Tortilla, and also a cup of coffee, a white coffee. And yeah, it's a beautiful day, I will say, on the outskirts of Madrid, around 40 kilometers away from the capital city, Madrid. Very, very pleasant conditions. The time, as we can see here, is 10:51 or 9 minutes to 11, and it's time, as I said, to have something to eat and try the Tortilla Española Spanish omelette and a cup of coffee at this bar here, which I'm not sure of the name of. Maybe it's on the blackboard that you can see behind me there. I'm not sure. But anyway, here is the Pincho de Tortilla, and here is my cup of coffee, which has been served in a glass. Now, I'm the type of guy that doesn't like my coffee served in glasses because it can be too hot, but I've asked for warm milk, leche templada, and I can pick it up. If the coffee was boiling hot, it would be impossible to pick up, but it is a common thing here in Spain that they serve coffee in this type of glass. If you don't want it served in a glass, you have to ask for it to be served in a cup or in a mug. That is called Pómelo en taza, por favor. Please put it in a cup for me. I don't want a glass. Taza de café. So here I have my Pincho de Tortilla with a little bit of green pepper on the side. It's fresh. It would have been cooked today, I would say. And the bread also seems to be very, very fresh. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is try this coffee. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of Spanish coffee served in bars like this. Let's see. And that's why. That's the typical torrefacto coffee, which is a bit of sweetness to it, which is not very nice. I prefer more of a natural coffee, if that makes sense. But I'm here for the food. I'm here for the Pincho de Tortilla. I've got a knife. I've got a fork. I don't need that. Let's see what the quality of this is like. That's decent. No complaints. That is a decent Spanish omelette. It's fresh. It's perfectly seasoned. The consistency is good. The perfect quantity of potatoes to eggs, I would say, because you would imagine that they're making these every day. They would make one of these every day, or 2, or 3, or 4, or maybe even 5 Spanish omelettes. So when you're making so many of them, you get good at it. Now, I want to look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times, a couple that have stood out. I want to look at this one here from Peter, who says, since you're not particularly impressed by the torrefacto coffee in Spain, could you please do a video about how to get high quality coffee in Spain, where to find and what to ask for? Now that's a good idea, Peter. In fact, I have thought about that in recent times, because if you are a coffee lover, if you like to have a good cup of coffee, if you don't want to get the typical stuff that you're going to be served up here, you've got to know where to go and you've got to know what to ask for. Now, in a place like this, it doesn't matter. They're only going to have this. They're going to have this coffee here, or they're going to have decaffeinated coffee, and that's about it. There's no specialty coffee. But that's what it's called here in Spain nowadays. It's called specialty coffee. And there are places, especially in the big cities or in the popular tourist areas, where you'll find these specialty coffee places. However, they're not cheap. For a cup of coffee that's going to cost you €1.80 in a place like this, If you go to a specialty coffee place, it's going to cost you €3.50, €4. So you're paying for it. But for some people, it's definitely worth it to be paying extra to get a decent cup of coffee, and also with a bit of latte art on top. You know what I mean, right? Where you might get a love heart, you might get some other type of decoration on your coffee, because on this coffee here, you ain't going to be getting that. So thanks for the suggestion, Peter, and I'll definitely consider doing something like that. Another comment here from Francisco. This comment was originally in Spanish, so I've translated it into English. And it says, I don't know what you expected in a small Spanish village. I don't know where you're from, but in England, I don't know what they'd say to you. I think you should thank God, even if they said good morning. So I'm not sure what Francisco's problem is here, but obviously unhappy with something that I said in a video that I did last week when I went to a small town. So yeah, sorry for that. So yeah, not really sure what Francisco's problem is there, but not happy with something that I said or did in a video that I put out last week when I went to a small town in Cuenca, I think it was. Maybe I said buenos dias or good morning to somebody, which is what you would expect when you come to a small town like this and you see people walking around, you would say good morning. So Francisco, not sure what your problem is there, but thanks for the comment anyway. Now, I'm going to try a little bit of this bread. I'm going to put a little bit of this omelette on top and also a bit of this pepper. Let me see if I can cut this. There we go. Let's see what the flavour combination of this one's like. This place is starting to get busy. I had some people sit down next to me here. Also another table over there. And let's see what the flavours are like here. That's a winning combination, definitely. That's what this Spanish omelette was missing. This little bit of green pepper on the side. And when you combine the two, wow. And the bread, decent. But the coffee, another comment here from Luisa. This was also in Spanish, being translated. The tuna is usually dry and it's served with roasted peppers and hard-boiled eggs. What's truly awful is having it with coffee. A beer, either plain or mixed with lemonade, shandy, would have made the sandwich lighter. And if you'd gotten a word of advice from the bartender, you probably would have enjoyed the meal better. Coffee is always for later. And we've got some sad face crying emoji or teardrop emojis there. Now, Louisa, my philosophy in life is that you can eat whatever you want, you can drink whatever you want, whenever you want, as long as it doesn't affect other people. So if I have a sandwich and I have a cup of coffee, who cares? It's what I ordered. It's what I wanted to drink. I was driving that day. I don't want a beer if I'm going to hop in the car. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you have a couple of beers or a shandy or two, then get behind the wheel. But not me. So thanks for the comment, Louisa. If I had $1 for every comment like that I've received criticising something you do or telling you that you should do something or you should do this or you shouldn't do that, I'd be a millionaire. Now the flies are starting to take over here, which is a shame. I'm almost finished. I'll look at one more comment and I'll ask for the bill. Done. That was a decent snack. Finish the coffee. I'll just ask for the bill. Disculpa, ¿me copias cuando puedas?
Con hotel, con albergue.
Tarjeta. Muchas gracias. ¿Sí me das copia?
No ha salido, no ha pasado.
Ah, ¿no? ¿No ha pasado?
Tenemos wifi, pero va
Eso
por
va con datos,
por las
¿no?
dos.
Ah, que vamos.
Tiene los dos. GPRS y wifi.
Pues lo intentamos otra vez.
Vamos a intentarlo y si no, bueno, a ver. No, me pone que no hay señal.
¿Sin señal?
Sin señal, qué raro.
Problem with the machine, it won't read my card. Let's see if it works
Es que
now.
aquí pierde el wifi, solo funciona con el wifi.
Vale,
no sé por
pues
qué.
vamos a intentar.
Y no, a ver, me acerco aquí un poquito para...
Así no pasa nada. Eso, llevamos el pequeño.
¿Ahora?
De pequeño.
¿Vas en coche? Sí, se ha debido de ir la señal.
Vale, vale.
De un sitio a otro.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Okay, I got it done in the end. Tell you what the price is in just a moment if the flies don't get to me first. One final comment. I want to bring this one to everyone's attention from a bloke called Steve. Could you please stop exaggerating the pronunciation of Spanish place names? It's really annoying. Gracias. Now, I went and had a look at how many comments Steve has left on the channel over the last couple of years, 4 or 5, and every comment that this bloke leaves on the channel is negative for whatever reason. Criticising me about this, criticising me about that. So Steve, do us a favour, mate. I've lived in Spain for nearly 30 years. I speak Spanish, right? This is how I pronounce things. I don't say gracias, so you're an absolute whatever. So thanks for the comment, Steve. And the last comment that you left on the channel as well, yeah, pretty pointless. Give us a break, mate. So let's get the price out of the way, €5.80. Was I expecting to pay €5.80 for what I had today? Not really. I thought the Pincho, I thought the Spanish omelette would be a little bit cheaper, €4, but I am sitting outside. The coffee, I was spot on, €1.80. But €4 for the Pincho, yeah, I'm not going to complain. Because as I said, sitting outside, it's a nice day. It was a good quality tortilla. We've got service out here as well, so no complaints. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is there something you would like to try on your travels in Spain? Are you an expert on the Spanish omelette? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know in that comment section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss a video like this when I record it. See how people live in this country. Hasta luego from Nuevo Batán on the outskirts of Madrid. Bye-bye.